think Hastings is brilliant. I'm really glad we're here. We moved down here to do this, to open this shop. What's great about Hastings is it's small, but it's weird. It's full of interesting people, full of nice weirdos, full of artists, musicians, you know, writers, creative people. And for a town this size to be this odd is just brilliant.
So you've owned this record shop since 2014. Do you think this location is an ideal location for a record store?
I'm really happy to be where we are in Hastings. We're quite tucked away, and probably every day somebody comes past and comes in and kind of says, "How long have you been here?" You know, and they're really, and we're like, "Yeah, we've been here for about, you know, a year and a half." I really like being somewhere where you feel like your presence is part of what's making the area nice and what's making people want to come here, and that's a really, really nice feeling, rather than just slotting into somewhere that's totally already made it.
What would you say is the most popular genre of music that you sell here?
I'm surprised at how well hip hop does in the shop. It was always really important to me that we'd have that section, because a lot of second-hand record shops just don't have that section at all. Some of them don't have sort of dance music, electronica, which we also have, and just because I like it, so I want us to represent it. We spend all of our lives hunting for these records, so I'd like to think that there's good stuff in every genre, so I think they sell pretty evenly. I mean, there are some artists where as soon as you put them in, they just sell. Like Black Sabbath just sells, David Bowie just sells, The Smiths just sells. There is just something about the fact that a record is a big, satisfying physical object that sets it apart. I think something that's quite important is the fact that you have to take care of a record, and that you have to put a little bit of effort in to put it on. So you've got to, you know, go over, set it up, set your turntable up, put the record on, put the needle on the record. 20 minutes later, you have to do the same thing again. And what that means is that I think you're kind of more likely to pay attention to the record because you've put the effort in to put it on, whereas you can stick Spotify on shuffle, you know, on a playlist or whatever, and have it on for 10 hours and barely listen to it, barely register that it's on, because you've put no effort into it yourself. You're not connected to it in the same way. So in some ways, the kind of faff of a record is part of what makes it special. And like, if you've bought a record for a tenner or 15 quid, and you put it on and it's okay, you know, if that was a stream, you'd never listen to it again because it wouldn't have grabbed you. Whereas you might be more likely to play a record a few times, and then actually it means that something which it might not be immediate, but down the road it might be your favourite record. And if you just put it on shuffle, put it on Spotify and not really connected with it, you'd never know, you'd never get that value out of what might turn out to be an amazing album. So yeah, records